you're about to see is your roommate, who you are 100% responsible for. Good morning.
If you're a parent, there's a good chance you can relate to Kristina Kuzmic.
One of my children left this container here on the counter after finishing it instead of recycling it. So I'm gonna check if throwing this away will hurt me. Nope, I'm good.
From poking fun of dealing with demanding toddlers
Oh, my sock is too tight. Oh, get it off!
to being sarcastic over the issue of moms breastfeeding in public.
Even if we use one of those breastfeeding covers, it's not guaranteed that the baby won't, push it off.
Kuzmic brings humor to the ups and downs of parenthood.
It's all inspired by real life. I think that's what people can relate, because they're like, oh my gosh, that's my life. Your kids do that too, my kids do that. You know, we actually all have so much in common, and the point of the funny videos is to make people feel less alone. It's not just to make you laugh, but to make you go, yeah, you think your kid is weird? All kids are weird. You know, you think, you don't love motherhood every single day. That's normal. That doesn't make you a bad mom. It doesn't make you ungrateful. It would be weird if you liked every single moment, because some of it is hard and disgusting. And, you got to wipe a lot of butts and things, and it's not all,
But Kuzmic built an internet following because of her vulnerability with her own story.
And he said, "Wow, Kristina, you are an amazing mom."
Sharing her struggles of being divorced with 2 kids.
When I was broke and depressed and all that, and my kids were really small, they were 2 and 3, I actually had a list of pros and cons of how my suicide would affect my children. And it makes me cringe to think that there were things on the pros list, because I was so convinced that I was such a piece of crap that my kids would actually deserve better. My kids would actually be better off if I was gone.
Her struggles have turned into success, and she's now sharing her story on her Hope and Humor tour and discovering how her life resonates with so many people.
A couple months ago at one of my Florida shows, this woman came up to me during the meet and greet, and she said, "I just want you to know that you telling your story saved my life." And then, I've heard that, but she actually went into detail and said that she had written her children goodbye notes after she dropped them off at school, and she headed to this bridge, and she had a text ready to send. All she had to do is copy paste it. And she turned on her phone to copy paste to all her friends a goodbye note. And as she turned on her phone, her Facebook page was on, and it was one of my videos. And she watched it. I know, I'm like, and she said, "I walked off the bridge and I tore up those notes and threw them away, and I will never do that again, and never get to that place again." And to hear that, I mean, it's overwhelming for me.
If there's one message Kuzmic wants to share, it's this: quit the mom guilt. Don't be so hard on yourself. And you are good enough.
Social media has caused us to all want to paint our life as perfect and show the highlights. Share your story, share your mess, because there's beauty in that mess and there's healing in that mess, and people need to know it. I've learned to give myself, as I say, more credit than criticism and more grace than judgment. And I think we all deserve that. Every human deserves that.
She's got so many nuggets of wisdom, doesn't she?
Fascinating.
Yeah. She's going to be at Pantages Theater in Tacoma, so if you want to hear her and see her in person, she'll be there at 8 o'clock tonight. And she's going to be back in the Seattle area early next year on her book tour. She's written a book. It's coming out next year, where she dives deeper. She says she gets more into the stories of her life more than she can in a 3-minute video. And so there's humor and hope, as she says. You will laugh and you will cry in this show.
You can see why it touches so many people. It's raw, it's honest, and I think we all are just drawn to that, whether it's Ellen or her or David Letterman, whoever. That's what resonates with people.
Yeah.
Wow, great story.